It's night number 1 of the Missouri Valley Conference basketball season. Tonight here at Redbird Arena, the Illinois State Redbirds play host to the Bears of Missouri State. Hi, everybody. Welcome to Illinois State Basketball, the Valley on ESPN. Kurt Pegler, Scott Sudikoff with you here. Night 1 of the Valley season on December the 1st. It seems early.
It definitely does seem early. It's going to be interesting to see how these two teams respond to playing such a big game early, December the 1st. We'll see how they come out. And I think it's kind of fun, though, to get a big game out of the way early here in December.
Two of the more higher scoring teams in the league going head-to-head tonight. Missouri State has one of the top rosters in the entire conference. In fact, a guy like Gage Prim, every school in the conference tries to stop this guy, and that's not an easy task.
No, certainly not. He's a walking double-double. He averages a double-double. He's one of the best scorers in the conference, third in the league in points per game. The 6'9", 235-pound senior from Aurora, Colorado. He's already got 3 double-doubles this season, so it's going to be a handful for Illinois State to deal with.
And one of the guys that'll be nose-to-nose with him tonight is Cy Chapman, who's having a really great first month of his second year with the Redbirds.
Yeah, and he's taken a big step up, physically this season. He's having a great season, 17 points a game. He had his second double-double of the season, 12 points, 12 rebounds last Saturday against Purdue Northwest. So we'll see how that matchup is down low if Chapman can help cover up Prim a little bit.
Illinois State set to take on Missouri State to start that Missouri Valley Conference schedule. Coaches have differing opinions. Dan Muller says he loves having a game on December the 1st. That's a part of the Valley schedule. Dana Ford says, no, we're still trying to figure out our team. We don't want a Valley game just yet. So I guess it depends on what side of the coin you're coaching on, huh?
Yeah, you can really see it both ways, where you want that extra time to get your team together before the conference season. And then the other side of the coin is, you want to just jump into it. And you want to maybe get a win early on in the season.
And we are underway with Missouri State controlling the tip. Welcome to Redbird Arena for Illinois State and Missouri State to start the Missouri Valley Conference schedule.
Redbirds do start off man-to-man defensively. Could eventually see them go to a zone at some point here tonight.
The 3 ball that time is missed by Keaton Hervey's usually a reserve player in the starting 5 here tonight. Mark Freeman brings the ball up the floor for the Redbirds, who have Ryan Schmidt in the starting 5 for the first time all season. That's him with the basketball right there. He starts in place of Cy Chapman here tonight.
And we weren't given any heads up.
There's Schmidt. He rolled off, got a nice pass from Howard Fleming Jr. and jammed it down.
Yeah, no heads up on any issue with Cy Chapman, and we expect to see him play today. So we'll see how early he does come into the ball game.
Yeah, he's in uniform, but just not in the starting 5. A 3 to answer is missed from the outside. That was Jamonte Black, and back of the Redbirds with the basketball and the early lead. Fleming in his 3rd start of the season, his 2nd consecutive. He's going to try a 3 himself. This is Donovan Clay, the transfer from Valparaiso, getting more firepower to an already strong Missouri State squad.
Yeah, a couple of transfers that they brought in this season, and Clay being one of them.
Mosley flipped it in, his first bucket of the night.
Well, along with Prim, it's Mosley. 2 of the best scorers in the Missouri Valley Conference, one of those best duos that have been scoring so far in the season across the conference.
Yeah, with Antonio Reeves of Illinois State and Isaiah Mosley of Missouri State, you've got the number 1 and 2 scorers in the league. Kendall Lewis had a 3 ball that didn't draw iron, and now the Bears come back at it.
I don't think you want to get to a 3-point shooting contest if you're Illinois State, because Missouri State, they shoot 40% from beyond the arc and make over 9 a game. They've had some good looks thus far, just haven't gone.
Yeah, the Bears are 29th in the country in 3-point shooting. Let's talk about the keys to the game, Scott.
Well, for Missouri State, take care of the basketball, which they do very well. Only 11 turnovers a game. You don't want to give Illinois State some extra opportunities here on their home floor. Assert that early dominance, early conference game, playing on the road. So you don't want to let Illinois State get that confidence built up. Now for the Redbirds, offensively, needed to generate offense more than just the one-on-one game. They only average 11 assists on 28.5 made field goals a game. That's something that has to improve. That's bottom 3rd in the country. And then, as simple as it sounds, limit Gage Prim as much as you can. And you could see them go to a bigger lineup, maybe go to a zone defense to help cut off some of those passing lanes to get it to Prim.
Well, we're going to see Cy Chapman now. He comes to the scorer's table on this foul on Schmidt. So Schmidt leaves the game. Chapman enters just 2.5 minutes into this one. So first foul against Schmidt on Prim, and he can, chalk up your fouls, that's for sure. Big physical player. He's going to be a handful for the Redbirds tonight.
That's going to be possibly an issue, too, for the Redbirds.
Three is missed by Mosley. Long rebound out now to Kendall Lewis back in the front court. Here's Chapman down the lane. We've got contact, and it's a blocking foul against Missouri State's star player, Isaiah Mosley.
Tough to see that in terms of live action if Mosley was in the right spot at the right time, but nice to see Chapman come right in and attack early. Looked like Mosley just slid in there a half second late.
We mentioned the start to the season that Chapman has had 17 points and 8 rebounds a game, double figures in all but one game. And he's got 3 or 4 double-digit rebounding games. He has just really been an improved player here for the Redbirds.
Again, he's got a little more physical coming into this season. Over 17 points a game, over 8 rebounds per contest. So he's, nearing that sort of double-double average. Does have a couple on the season.
Here's Prim with Chapman on him. Nice drop-down pass, and it's tipped away. It was Freeman who got his hand on it.
Yeah, just a bad pass, really. Could have got that over the top of Freeman, but good active hands by Freeman.
And now Freeman has it stolen away. It's Mosley who comes away with it now. He may have lost the dribble there, too. Loose ball is taken away by Josiah Strong of the Redbirds.
So far, this doesn't look like the two highest-scoring teams in the Valley this season.
Freeman dropped down pass. Chapman wasn't looking for it. Out of his hands and out of bounds to the Bears.
But that's, the offense, what I'm saying, generate offense more than that one-on-one. That's a good cut by Chapman. He was open. Just the pass maybe a little bit off target or wasn't fully ready for it. So maybe that's a turnover you don't want to have, but it's better than sort of those just mental miscues and unforced turnovers that sometimes you have.
Yeah, the Redbirds averaging 83 points a game, and the Bears averaging 81.5. So as you mentioned, two highest scoring teams in the Missouri Valley so far, 8 games into the schedule. Here's Prim. Soft hands, soft touch.
So, very pretty left-handed hook shot, and you saw a couple of Redbirds sort of feign a double team, kind of swipe in late there.
Strong has been in a bit of a shooting slump. Redbirds hoping to get him going. He missed that 3, and now Prim on the other end.
Let's see if they bring the double team. Now they do. So in the last possession, they sort of faked the double team. They bring the double team this time, and they end up getting the traveling violation. Could have maybe been a foul.
We're just underway. Missouri State and Illinois State tied at 4. It's the Valley on ESPN. All-time meeting, 80th all-time meeting between the schools. Illinois State leads the all-time series 45-34. Missouri State has had the upper hand in the last 4 meetings. The Bears have won all 4 after back-to-back series season sweeps against the Redbirds.
Redbirds are hoping, though, to reassert that dominance here in Normal. See that they are 28-9 all-time against the Bears. And this is a series that dates all the way back to 1967 when these two programs were at the Division II level and played in the national semifinals of the Division II tournament. So it's been that long of a rivalry between the Bears and the Redbirds.
Yeah, they've had an interesting history between the schools, and these two head coaches are very close. Of course, Dan Muller and Dana Ford are former Illinois State players. They were on the same coaching staff here for the Redbirds. They say they talk every week. I mean, very close coaching staff as far as that's concerned. So, there's a lot of intermingling here between the two schools, at least as far as their head coaches are concerned. We're seeing Liam McChesney check in for the first time now for the Redbirds. Now Chapman works the baseline. He may have stepped on the baseline. He did.
Yeah, just went to that baseline and was anticipating a double there they want to spin out of, and he got that foot on the baseline. So didn't get the start today. And again, we don't know for sure. You can only really speculate, but he came in a couple of minutes into this ball game.
Iman Washington has checked in for Illinois State. Played 17 minutes in Saturday night's win. That was his season high in minutes played against Purdue Northwest. catch and shoot. This is Black for three. Jamonte Black, he's a 38% three-point shooter, and he knocks down that one, and the Bears have a 7-4 advantage.
Yeah, it's the first three-pointer that they've made, but they've had a lot of good looks thus far, 1 for 4.
Freeman tried to step through the double team, and he lost it. It's Mosley that comes away with it. Now to Prim ahead of the pack. He beats Chapman down and scores.
And we saw on the previous possession, Prim able to pass out of a double team, find his open teammate, Black for that three-pointer, and then this time in transition.
Now Strong, open three. That's in.
Well, if you're the Redbirds and if you're going to get those open looks, you have to knock them down. 35% three-point shooting team. That's middle of the pack in the Valley. So they can compete there from the three-point line. But like I said, I don't think we want to get into that type of game overall.
There's Chapman who comes over the block, but Prim cleans it up.
Bad luck for Illinois State. Good defense, but the carom went right to Prim.
Freeman to Chapman. Down low. Works on Prim, and Prim holds his ground, comes away with it. We're 6 minutes into the game, and Antonio Reeves hasn't even taken a shot yet for the Redbirds. Missouri State's done a nice job on him.
Get the ball in his hands now, maybe to run things here, be more of a facilitator, see if that gets the offense going. For him, that is.
Step back behind a screen from Chapman. Missed his first three of the night. It's Freeman who runs it down. Now Reeves, a little floater. No good. Chapman fights for it, tried to keep it alive, and the Bears come away with it. It's Jalen Minute who's just checked in with a rebound.
Well, letting him play thus far, only 3 fouls called. And
Prim, a three from the outside, showing his range.
Yeah, the inside game, he's got great defensive instincts, and then
that's only his 4th three-point attempt of the season. He's 2 out of 4 now. He's going to say, Coach,
Coach,
good. I can shoot it pretty well. Good start to the game for Gage Prim. He's got 9 points already. Chapman's going to try a three. This is Mosley with a kick out. Patterson, now Black. Prim again. Beat his man down low, flipped it up and in, and Gage Prim has just taken over this game in the early minutes.
Yeah, Chapman tried to go for the steal, try to front Prim. That pass was easily towards the baseline side, and an easy bucket for Gage Prim, who has already racked up 11 points, 5 of 5 from the field, including that three-pointer, with 3 rebounds in just 7 minutes of action. So it's what we expected from Gage Prim. And, I'd said one of the keys was to limit Prim, but I guess maybe on the flip side it's to, hey, he might get his. Don't let him get 40. Try to, quell some of the other scores, like Mosley, who's got 2, and Black has got 3. But right now, that's only beneficial if your offense is working. And right now, just 2 for 9 for the Redbirds offensively. Have only made 1 of 6 three-pointers.
Redbirds scoreless in the last 2 minutes of this game. And the Bears have run out to a 16-7 advantage. Redbirds really need a bucket here to kind of stem the tide.
Well, Prim has come out of the ball game for the time being. See if Illinois State can make up some ground in that time.
Strong pull-up jumper. That's in, so he's got 5 quick points. It's a good start, again, for a guy that's struggled to shoot it in the last couple of weeks.
He's a player who likes to shoot more in transition, so that sort of was like that, being able to step into a mid-range shot.
Patterson gives it up Minute. This is their three-point shooting threat. He steps around one defender and knocks down the three. He's the transfer from IUPUI and a three-point dead-eye shooter.
Yeah, we see it right there. Just good escape dribble with that up fake, let the defender fly by.
Now Howard Fleming drives it around Minute and scores. Minute, a 58% three-point shooter. So when he gets those feet planted, and he has a look at the basket, he can really pour it in from the outside. 8 on the shot clock. Mosley, baseline, rattles out. Strong. He'll try another 3 and get it.
Well, they left him there at the three-point line. You can tell he's feeling pretty confident in this game. He made a mid-range jump shot. That gives him the confidence to fire that 3. And you see the Illinois State offense is getting going now as they made their last 3 shots.
They've all come from Josiah Strong. He's got 8 of his team's 14. Now it's Clay. His 3 is missed.
Thought about it again there.
Fleming, little stutter step, yeah. He's in trouble. He may have turned it over, and he did. We have a timeout on the floor. 10:35 to go first half. Missouri State a 19-14 lead at Illinois State. Again, Illinois State and Missouri State are the 2 highest scoring teams in the Missouri Valley so far, and they've got some pretty good tandems here, don't they, as far as the scoring goes?
Well, you got the 2 top scoring tandems in the Valley, Reeves and Chapman for the Redbirds, averaging 38.6 a game, then Mosley and Prim at 38.1. But, not listed here is the 3rd best duo is Reeves and his teammate Mark Freeman, and then you have the 5th best duo is Mosley and his teammate Jalen Minute. So it makes sense when you got the 2 highest scoring teams in the Missouri Valley Conference, and there's your 2 most prolific duos that we're seeing in this game today. So far, when you look at things, Antonio Reeves has not scored for the Redbirds, and Cy Chapman just a couple of points. They're being led by Josiah Strong, and without his 8 points, it's a much different looking ball game right now for Illinois State. And Prim, of course, got 11.
Redbird showing some zone here, and ball tipped out of bounds as they tried to go inside to Prim.
Well, with someone like Ryan Schmidt, 6'11", you can front Prim because he's got the size advantage, got the reach, the length. So to get that pass over the top, you really got to get it high up in the air, and you can see Schmidt was able to get his hand on it defensively.
Jalen Minute to trigger here. Looking at Prim, going to lob it to him. Stolen away by Lewis. Redbird's up the floor. Threw it away. Howard Fleming didn't have a whole lot of room to maneuver, and he tried to flip it out to a teammate, but threw it out of bounds.
But going back to that defense, that was a strong defensive possession. You limited the entry pass initially. Schmidt knocked it out of bounds. And then it looked like on that inbounds play, they were in a zone there with the 2 bigs down deep in the paint, and Prim tried to cut to the hoop, but he went right into the teeth of the defense, and it ended up being a turnover by the Bears.
Clay looks inside again to Prim. He tips out to the corner. Minute again a 3, but he's fouled on the shot. Lewis rotated out late, so free throws now coming for Jalen Minute.
Somewhat of a bad bounce for the Redbirds. Got that pass right to it was Hervey who took the 3-pointers. Look at Dan Muller, who's not happy with that occurrence just now.
Hervey started tonight, but has really given Missouri State some nice presence off the bench. The New Mexico JUCO transfer, now a senior. He ended last year with a bang, if you'll recall, at the Missouri Valley Conference Tournament in the Valley semifinals. He had an 18-point game against the Drake Bulldogs. Has not been able to duplicate that so far early this season, but he really finished strong last year.
One of the keys thus far. Sorry, Kurt. 9 points for the Bears off of 6 Redbird turnovers.
Yeah. And a 7-point Bear lead now.
So this is a situation where the Redbird offense gets a little stagnant. Got to make something happen with 8 seconds.
Lewis penetrates and flipped it up. Couldn't finish, though. kept it alive. But it's Mosley that comes away with it. Hervey's got another three from the same spot on the floor. Couldn't get that one to go either. Black with the save, but Lewis the steal.
Good job on that closeout from that initial three-pointer by Schmidt. He did a good job to run off to the side of Hervey, the three-point shooter, not run directly into him, make sure there wasn't another foul.
And the Redbirds have stepped on the sideline again tonight. That's their 7th turnover, and 3 of them have been stepping on the wrong line.
Yeah, I mentioned there's certain turnovers you don't mind when you're trying to make a good play. We saw, a pick-and-roll situation. A pass just went awry, but these ones, these are the ones you definitely have to clean up. 7 turnovers, 9 points for the Bears off of those turnovers. Haven't had a lot of offensive rebounds yet in this game, so not a ton of extra opportunities either way, but Missouri State's had the slight advantage.
Redbirds turned it over 17 times on Saturday night, and Dan Muller said that is an area that his team needs to be better at. Mosley now works his way in. Big, strong move. Jump hook is no good. Redbirds clear it.
Good battle by Chapman against Prim to just knock that away from him, not to let him gather that ball. Didn't really try to grab it himself.
Freeman a three.
Good early offensive opportunity, get it up in transition. The defense wasn't set, so Freeman taking advantage. And Redbirds have been playing tough here in this first half. See, McChesney is the one grappling with Prim down low.
Yeah, Donovan Clay, though, just takes it right to the rim and flipped it in. First points for Clay, the Valparaiso transfer. Freeman behind a screen from Chapman. He's going to penetrate and had his pass swatted away from Hervey. Timeout on the floor. 7:36 to go in this opening half. Missouri State still has the lead. It's 23-17, Bears over the Redbirds. Check of our Toyota out-of-town scoreboard tonight on night number 1 of Missouri Valley Play. Southern Illinois has a 42-37 lead on Evansville. They're in the second half. They started an hour earlier. Loyola is behind at home to Indiana State, 2015. And Northern Iowa has a 2-point lead at Bradley tonight, 19-17, again, first half.
That Sycamore lead, although it's early, they are a heavy underdog in that game against the Ramblers in Chicago. And so they're holding their own. And yeah, you might see a couple of surprising results today and tomorrow in the first day of the Valley season, because as we talked about, it's early in the year. Teams maybe haven't found their footing yet, found their combinations, playing with each other.
Seeing Missouri State on the zone defense here now. This is Washington with 3 on the shot clock. Good defense by the Bears.
We were talking during the break about how this game's been pretty physical. They're letting them go, and maybe down low for the Redbirds to get away with what you can against Gage Prim, trying to push him away from that restricted area, get him further out of the paint. See, Chapman is trying to front him initially.
Five on the shot clock. Prim with 1 to shoot. Fade away.
Well, that was a really good defensive possession. They did not allow that ball to get entered in until the shot clock was winding down there.
Fans wanted a foul as Elon Washington tried to create. Again, Prim clears it for Missouri State with a 6-point lead. The Bears with the basketball.
Like I said, they're letting them play.
Mosley with a kick out. Black's 3 is long, and here come the Redbirds back at it. Redbirds just turned it over, though, as Freeman dribbled it off his foot. Quickly back up the floor. Hervey tried to penetrate. McChesney erased that one. Now Reeves penetrates, draws contact. He'll get to the free throw line.
See if this gets him going. Of course, has not scored yet. And get the mock cheer from the crowd. I don't know what the huge issue is. It's only 3 fouls to 2. It's not as if they've been calling ticky-tack things on the other end. They've been letting this game go. which I'd rather have than the other way around. I think we all would.
First point of the night for Illinois State's leading scorer, Reeves, averaging 21.3 a night.
I really love the story with Reeves, testing the draft waters, going to Miami over the summer, getting stronger, growing an inch. I wish I randomly grew a couple of inches while I was in college as well. And, it's made him a top 20 scorer in the country right now. And see if now seeing the ball go through at the free throw line gets him going. The Redbirds, even though they haven't had a field goal the last 2.5 minutes, the Bears haven't scored at all in the last 2 as well.
Dawson Carper, the 7-footer, the Hawaii transfer in the game now for Missouri State. Mosley is going to try a deep three. Front of the rim is no good. Clay keeps it alive. Out of bounds to the Bears.
You can see defensively the Redbirds, they have some confidence. They're getting up on the ball. Not as many open shots as Missouri State had them in the first couple of minutes in this game. And they were at 50% shooting maybe at the last time out. And now they're down at 41%.
Redbirds have done a nice job on Isaiah Mosley, who's just 1 out of 6 from the field tonight. So Illinois State's leading scorer and Missouri State's leading scorer, each having tough nights at the office.
Yeah, Bears are now 1 of their last 10.
Mosley hustles back on defense to take that one away from Lewis.
Yeah, good job by Mosley. Not going to allow Illinois State to set up some early offense, get a good early look.
Chapman looking to hand it off to Reeves. Finally got it to him. Now Reeves is going to get to the free throw line again.
Missouri State foul charge to number 25, Lukai Patterson. It's his first personal, third team foul.
Get a look here at the replay. Good job by Reeves. Got knocked down, gets back up. And that one, not exactly sure where Patterson got Reeves. But Illinois State will take it.
You mentioned the transformation in Reeves with his body. So much stronger now. Last year averaged 12 points a game, and again, he's at over 21 right now to start the season. We'll see where that scoring average settles in, but a great start to the season for Antonio Reeves in his junior season at Illinois State. He's pulled the Redbirds within 2 here. Mosley's going to step back and try another three. That one's in.
Well, that's just really good offense. I mean, if that's the shot that Mosley's going to make, you're Illinois State, you just tip your cap and you move on.
Can Josiah Strong answer? McChesney, the offensive rebound. Reeves will try.
That shot by Mosley was sort of, the offense hasn't been running smoothly yet, so I'm going to take it into my own hands, and now you get a quick 5 points from the Bears.
Yeah, Clay takes it coast to coast there, and suddenly it's back to a 7-point lead. It was just 2 a minute ago. And the Redbirds again turn the basketball over.
9th time.
That's troublesome for the Redbirds. It's a 7-point lead right at the 4-minute mark left in this first half. 28-21. Missouri State the lead. This is the Valley on ESPN. Dana Ford back at his alma mater, the former Illinois State player in his 4th season as the Bears head coach. He got his 100th career win in this building at Redbird Arena last February. And he and Dan Muller are very close, and he's got all the bragging rights now. He's 5-1 as Missouri State's coach against the Redbirds. So his trips to Norman the last couple of years have been very good for his team. Dan Muller in his 10th season as Illinois State's head coach. And again, they used to be on the same coaching staff. Muller brought Dana Ford here after Ford had been coaching on the Wichita State staff. It's funny, Dana Ford wore 3 different jerseys.
I saw that note.
Yeah, 3 different numbers. He wore number 3, number 31, and number 43 when he was a player here at Illinois State.
Obviously that's the game notes that we get, sports information, you put those together, and that's a note that you remember if you're in that business. That we got to change your number again
Yes.
on all the graphics and on the websites and all the programs.
Yeah, all those pictures of Dana Ford playing at Illinois State. He's wearing a different number in all the pictures. Redbirds come away with a steal. See if they can cash in here.
They did a good job against Prim as of late, forcing him into passing situations. You saw just threw that one away.
Cy Chapman works on Gage Prim now. Now around a double team. Tried to muscle that one in. It just wouldn't go.
That was really good defense by Prim as he played him to the baseline there. He wanted him to spin back into the paint because he knew the double team would be there.
Mosley knocks down his second consecutive three ball.
Big 8-0 run here.
Yeah, Mosley with 8 points now, and his team has a 10-point advantage. Reeves works on Patterson, flipped it up. No call, a lot of contact there, but the Bears come away with it. Mosley's pass to Donovan Clay. Mosley with the floater this time, wouldn't go. Josiah Strong, three from the top. That's his third three-point make of the opening half.
He has been the go-to guy. Without him, the score looks a little bit different. He's got 11 points, matching what Gage Prim has for Missouri State, your two leading scorers.
Yeah, Strong averages 10 a game, so he's already over his scoring average here in the first half.
He's made 2 or more threes in every game this season, has Strong, with the 3 already tonight.
Now it's Howard Fleming knocking down a 3. So the Redbirds with back-to-back threes, and that 10-point deficit's down to 4.
Yeah, remember I mentioned those assist numbers? They have 5 assists on 8 made baskets here in the first half.
Kendall Lewis a steal. Mosley lost his footing. And another Redbird steal.
Yeah, Chapman was able to knock that one away from behind.
Reeves trailing the play. His 3 is in. And the Redbirds shooting the 3 have clawed all the way back within 1. Timeout, Missouri State.
You know what's great about that? You had 3 consecutive made three-pointers by 3 different players for Illinois State, and done in different ways. Where Strong initially took that three-pointer top of the key just to catch and shoot. That's a shot. If that was a shot that doesn't go in, you're saying no. Oh, it went in. The next time they worked it around the perimeter, got an open shot, and this one was more in the transition. Reeves the three-pointer. So that's 3 end up 3 good looks, and just like that, you were down by 10 just 66 seconds ago, and now it's a 1-point game. And again, one of those keys I mentioned for Missouri State was basically not to let the confidence build for the Redbirds here at home, and starting to see it a little bit here. Now Missouri State has a minute 23 to quell that, see how they answer and send this into halftime. What they draw up here. Do you go to Prim down low? Do you let Mosley get some offense?
Number 50, Ryan Schmidt.
He's off the ball right now.
We approach the final minute left here in this first half.
See Schmidt again, good job banging with Prim, fronting him, not letting him get position in the paint, forcing him outside to the three-point line.
6 to shoot. Minute from the corner.
That's the problem with Minute. You got to charge hard out at Minute, and then he just steps to the side, gets the open shot.
Kendall Lewis has given Illinois State a 1-point lead. The Redbirds have scored 11 straight.
First lead for the Redbirds since it was 4-2.
Got a whistle away from play here.
I think Schmidt down low was getting away with stuff for a while, but now he gets called for his second personal. Not a huge second foul. You would have liked to not gotten that in the final minute of the first half, but get them out of the ball game now and stay away from a third.
Both teams making substitutions with 25 seconds to play here in the half. We're seeing Keaton Hervey re-enter the game. He sends Donovan Clay back to the Bears bench. There's a 4-second differential between the game clock and the shot clock here. Mosley tries to create. Now it's Minute. His three. That's in. 5 seconds and counting left in the half. Lewis up the floor. Strong tries to answer. His three at the horn is no good. So that three-point make from Jalen Minute sends the Bears to the locker room with a 34-32 lead. Interesting first half.
Yeah, good first half. And the Minute is so hard to deal with because you close out strong. He's very patient. Just a little quick escape dribble, gets himself open, and cans the three-pointers. So a big shot for him heading into the break.
34-32, Missouri State the lead. Our halftime report is next. We're watching the Valley on ESPN.
Here at Heller Ford in El Paso, we keep hearing, "I can't believe how many vehicles you have." Our team works tirelessly to ensure a large selection and low prices for you. With over 900 to choose from, we promise we're worth the drive. Shop Heller Ford online at hellerstores.com.
At Illinois State University, our legacy is one of preparing students to create, to explore, to lead, to make an impact. Our students graduate on time, find success in their field, and make a difference in the world. That's our legacy. What will yours be? Create your legacy at Illinois State University.
Jake from State Farm. I would like to formally extend my gratitude for the Russell rate on my insurance.
Do you mean surprisingly great rates from State Farm?
I don't believe in accepting help, but I'll make an exception.
Here's the deal, Russell. There's no special rate. These prices are for everyone.
With the oak and the eagle as witness. Consider us square. I made that from memory. I know your face that well.
When you want the real deal, like a good neighbor, State Farm is there.
Here at Heller Motors in Pontiac, we keep hearing, "I can't believe how many vehicles you have." Our team works tirelessly to ensure large selection and low prices for you. With over 800 to choose from, we promise we're worth the drive. Shop Heller Motors online at hellerstores.com.
At Carl, we're redefining healthcare around you. We're designing services that offer all levels of care in your community. You don't want to translate between your doctor and the insurance company, so we offer a seamless experience with Health Alliance. You deserve the best, so we recruit world-class providers. You look forward to tomorrow, so we established the Carl Illinois College of Medicine to innovate for your future. At Carl, we're redefining healthcare around you.
Since 1907, we've been One Valley, breaking down recruitment barriers, hiring coaches to lead our programs, and developing the country's next set of leaders. MVC student athletes are positively impacting the communities where they live by sharing views and fostering a climate for change for future Valley pioneers. To learn more about mobilizing voices for change, visit nvc-sports.com/OneValley.
Halftime here at Redbird Arena, where Missouri State leads Illinois State 34-32. Take a look at some of our first half highlights here from this entertaining game between the Redbirds and the Bears.
Yeah, early on, down low was Gage Prim doing a lot of the damage. He had 11 points very early in this game, quiet for the latter portion of the first half, and the three-point shooting by Josiah Strong, we just saw, that's been big. Both teams have shot the ball well from three. Each team has made 6 3-pointers, but it's certainly been Strong who has led the way for Illinois State with 11 points. And I mentioned one of the keys was generating offense for Illinois State, just more than just a one-on-one. And they've been able to do that with 7 assists on 10 made baskets. And it was a very good run there, down by 10. Remember, what was it, 31-21?
Right.
Came back on 11-0 run, took the lead before that minute 3 at the end for the Bears.
How about the first half statistics as we spy them? What jumps out at you?
Well, initially, both teams were shooting a little bit better than there. It was about 50 and 44% for the majority of the first half. So Missouri State has that advantage. Obviously, with a guy like Prim, we can have that advantage, the points in the paint. And again, the thing for me is, being able to share the basketball if you're the Redbirds, and something we don't have on there. The turnovers got a little bit better for Illinois State. 9 turnovers overall, and Missouri State 9 points. So it could have been worse in terms of that for the Redbirds. The Redbirds did score 6 points off of the 9 Missouri State turnovers. They started to turn the ball over late in the first half as well. So, all things considered, we've got a pretty close battle here in this December 1st Missouri Valley Conference game. Strange to say, but it's been a good one thus far.
It's the opening night of Missouri Valley Conference play, and a good one here at Redbird Arena as Missouri State has the halftime lead, 34-32 over Illinois State. Back with more in our halftime report in just a moment. You're watching The Valley on ESPN. 34-32, Missouri State, the halftime lead on Illinois State. Before we can get this second half started, let's take a look at some news and notes from around the Valley. We mentioned that Missouri State is one of the top three-point shooting teams in the country. How about Northern Iowa? The Panthers are 13th in Division I in three-point shooting.
Yeah, not only that, but we mentioned they got that big win over the 16th ranked team in the country. St. Bonaventure career high tying 35 points by A.J. Green in that game.
Rick Mast of Bradley has recorded 4 double-doubles in 7 games, and that leads the Valley 5th in the country. And of course, tonight is when conference play is starting. And the last time that was a pre-conference games prior to Christmas, 2017. So it's been a couple of years since that's happened. And Antonio Reeves is still in the top 20 in the country in scoring right now, 17th with his 21.3 points per game average. And after a very slow, he didn't score until about 4 minutes to go in the half. He finished the half with 7 points.
Yeah, see if that, he wakes up a little bit more here in the second half. Also want to mention, the one more conference game tomorrow. It's ESPNU, so a good national TV tomorrow night, Valparaiso and Drake. So a game we can sit on the couch and we can enjoy.
We mentioned that teams are starting conference play tonight, but they're going to go on about a 3-week break. They won't play again in the conference until the first weekend of the year, New Year's weekend. So
you see
kind of a one-off right now.
You see some leagues go to the conference season early like this, get a couple of games in, and then get the rest on later. It's interesting in this situation, it's just one for each team, and then maybe they'll get some feedback, and who knows, moving forward, it could be, all right, we'll get 2 games, then have a break, then have the break, see how it just fits into the schedule. By the way, it looks like Southern Illinois just hit a shot with 0.6 seconds left at Evansville, and then a half-court shot by Evansville doesn't go, so the Salukis just knocked off the Purple Aces. I love that. It's scoreboard, ESPN 3, ESPN Plus watching on the Valley on ESPN right here at courtside. I got the phone propped up against our monitor. Just saw the ending right there. So the Salukis want to know.
The Salukis, yeah, the first team to win a conference game this year. Southern Illinois with its win at Evansville.
That'll be a trivia question that'll last the answer. We'll know the answer forever. Who won the first men's Missouri Valley Conference game of the season in 2021-22?
Yeah.
Southern Illinois.
There you go. Redbirds will start with the basketball here, and both teams are sending out their original starting fives, except for Jalen Minute is on the floor to start this second half for the Bears.
Well, and of course, Cy Chapman going to start here in the second half in place of Schmidt, who began the game. And, he was a factor defensively down low, and the defense, really changed up its strategy against Gage Prim, who scored 11 points early, but not much since. Nothing since.
Black, a 3. The Redbirds erased that 10-point deficit late in the half to take a brief lead, but now trail by 2 to open the second half. Fleming hit his shot partially blocked, and the Bears, with good defense, come back with it. And now Fleming's going to be whistled for the foul. He tried to body up Mosley right about the 3-point line.
What sometimes you see is you have a first half with not a lot of fouls. It was pretty aggressive. And then the officials sometimes come out in the second half and they realize, all right, we don't want to get this one to be too aggressive to the point where it gets out of control. And then you start getting some of the touch fouls going on. Yeah, the Redbirds only committed 7 fouls on Saturday night in their win over Purdue Northwest. This
this game figures to be a little more physical for sure. Minute, lost it, got it back. Side Chapman rejected it.
That was close to being a goaltend.
Yeah, that's what the Missouri State bench was complaining about to no avail. Lewis is going to work the baseline. He had a shot rejected. It was Prim that took that one away.
He had no chance there. That was one of the easier blocks I think Gage Prim is ever going to have. He was just waiting.
Mosley stepped back. His three is no good.
I think Chapman got away with a little push in the back of Prim there in that rebounding action.
Chapman working on Prim down low, but he got too far underneath the basket.
Well, so far it's defense between the two that's coming out on top.
Yeah, we played just about 2 minutes without any scoring here in the second half. Chapman's going to try a three. Dan Muller just kind of shook his head. That's not his shot. And now Prim tried to get the loose ball. Chapman hustling back on defense.
Yeah, for a moment, Chapman almost let Prim go there, losing track, but then he was able to recover just in time. So good heads-up play by Chapman, even after missing the shot, being able to stay engaged down in the defensive end as he and Prim continue to kind of wrestle for position.
This is Reeves. Lost the ball, Minute tried to reach in there and get it. The possession arrow favors the Bears, so Missouri State's going to get that one back. We've played 2.5 minutes exactly of this half, and there's been no scoring.
The teams are combined 0 for 10 with a pair of turnovers in this second half so far. And now you see Schmidt comes back in. He, maybe a bit of a surprise to see the time that he is seeing, but that length, getting him down low, trying to keep Missouri State out of the paint, Gage Prim specifically, and it's worked.
Yeah, he was effective against Prim in the first half.
Question is now he's got 2 fouls, so maybe see if Missouri State goes after him to get that third foul on him.
Donovan Clay can't get that to go, but it's a offensive rebound from Mosley. Extra pass. Now it's Minute to Mosley. And he finally gets the first points of this second half, and Dana Ford wants to call timeout now.
And even though his team just got the basket, he doesn't seem to be very happy with the way his offense just ran.
16:53 to go. We're just underway in the second half. It's a 36-32 Missouri State lead here at Illinois State. Slow start to the second half for both offenses. It's 36-32. Missouri State with a 4-point lead. The Bears had a 2-point halftime advantage.
Again, the Redbirds have done well defensively against Gage Prim, who had 11 points in the first 8 minutes of this game. Has not scored since, and he has played a total of 19 minutes now, so he's gone scoreless over his last 11 minutes of action. Does have a double-double, though, already with 10 rebounds.
Yeah.
So not being denied on the glass.
Lukai Patterson is checked in now for Missouri State. In place, of Black, it looks like there's a three that knocks down Freeman.
And that was a good look by Josiah Strong, who penetrated towards the paint, kept his head up, and found the open man on the weak side to get the Redbirds back within one. Trying to get Prim involved there, pick and roll.
That's Mosley and Prim, and it's a blocked shot by Ryan Schmidt. Redbirds with a chance for the lead here.
Earning his minutes tonight.
Fleming just dragged that foot and turned it over. That's turnover number 11 for the Redbirds.
Yeah, the second here. Yeah, the second here in the second half.
Mosley lost the dribble and now a kick out. Here's Prim. 3 Redbirds come over to help, and the Redbirds get a steal. Now Josiah Strong on the other end. And immediately the Bears go right back to Prim. What a pass from Patterson.
Well, you can't keep him off the scoreboard for the rest of the game, most likely. But that paint touch, last possession was one of the few that he's had recently. And then you just saw the triple team forced him into the turnover.
The Bears will have the basketball when we come back. Another Illinois State turnover. 38-37, Missouri State a 1-point lead with 15-16 to play here at Redbird Arena. Take a look at the upcoming Missouri State schedule. Brigham Young comes to Springfield, Missouri this week. The 12th-ranked BYU squad will be the highest-ranked non-conference opponent to ever come to play at Missouri State. That's coming up on Saturday. Little Rock and Oral Roberts also on the schedule. The game against Little Rock is on the road. The next 3 games for Gage Prim and the Missouri State Bears. So the Bears jump right out of Missouri Valley Conference play and then have a nationally ranked opponent coming to town on Saturday.
Interesting ball game here. 2 top offenses, but so far it's been the defense. Both of these teams are well off of their scoring pace so far. Here in this regular season, 83 points for the Redbirds, 81.5 for Missouri State. And right now, it feels as if this is going to be a 60-59 type of game, barring a big explosion here in the final 15 minutes.
Old school Missouri Valley basketball. Corner 3 is missed, and the Redbirds come away with it with Lewis clearing it.
Either team has got a ton of second chances in this game. Just 5 offensive rebounds from Missouri State, 2 for the Redbirds, and just 4 second chance points overall in this game, all 4 by Missouri State. See if those numbers improve. Illinois State is one of the best offensive rebounding teams in the Valley.
And there's a tip-in on cue. Cy Chapman.
Love when that happens. First 2 second chance points.
And the Redbirds have their first lead of the second half here. Wide open down low, though, is Hervey. Pump fake and a bucket.
Just a bit of a breakdown because that ball was loose there. And just let Hervey sneak in wide open.
So far, Missouri State has been able to quell any momentum the Redbirds have had, but a 3 from Josiah Strong. And the guy who'd been struggling to shoot it is having a whale of a night here at Redbird Arena. 16 points now on 6 out of 9 shooting. That's his 4th 3-point make. Seven to shoot. Patterson with a kick out. Here's Hervey. 5 on the shot clock. Down the lane. Flipped it up, and he scored and have an opportunity for a 3-point play.
That's a way to quiet the crowd down a little bit. Take away, as you said, quell momentum that Illinois State's been able to get at different times. Missouri State's been able to answer back.
Yeah, every single time the Redbirds come up with a big basket, the Bears have answered so far tonight.
Yeah, the largest lead of this game for Illinois State has only been 2. Well, Missouri State is led by as many as 10, and that was before that 11-0 run by the Redbirds that gave them the lead.
Hervey now with 7 points. He's played well for Missouri State. He's not a guy, obviously, with all the scoring that's on the floor with Mosley and Prim and even Clay, but he's played well tonight. Hervey has. This is Patterson now off the miss. What a pass to Prim in transition.
Little look off and the bounce to Prim, who is grimacing a little bit coming off the floor there. Wonder if he felt something in one of his legs, tweaked something. He's a little hobbled right now.
Chapman, the 3 is no good and cleared from Mosley. Yeah, Prim is hobbling back up the floor, but now he's got it back in his hands. Pump fake, score. Didn't stop him from getting back in the score column.
Well, I was going to say, when I pointed him out as he was running back up to you, it looks like, well, it's not going to stop him, though. He's going to go attack the rim again. So whatever it is, can't be that bad.
The Bears were down by a point a couple of minutes ago. Now it's a 5-point lead. They've just answered every Illinois State attack. Freeman scoring again in the paint this time.
Freeman's really the main guy on this team that can create something for himself, and you saw it there. Just such quick speed off the dribble, and nice little floater in the lane.
Prim one-on-one now with Chapman. He'll face the basket this time. And now a fadeaway. And that's in. He's got 19 points.
Is that Gage Prim or Larry Bird with the little step back 1 foot?
Yeah, rainbow shot. Chapman is fouled as he got the pass from Freeman. And some sarcastic applause from the Redbird faithful. 11:42 to go here in this one. It's 49-44. Missouri State leads Illinois State. Valley on ESPN. We're back at Redbird Arena. Conference opener for both Illinois State and Missouri State. And right now the Bears have a 5-point advantage at 49-44 over the homestanding Redbirds. Kurt Pegler, Scott Sudikoff, and our Redbird production crew with you. December the 1st, the earliest Missouri Valley Conference openers being played here tonight. And we'll see the intensity certainly has stepped up here in the second half.
And we've already had basically a buzzer beater in that Southern Illinois-Evansville game earlier today. This game has been pretty much close throughout, even though it looked like Missouri State at times would pull away.
How about Reeves for a three out of the timeout?
Just his second made field goal, but he's got double figures because he's made all four of his free throw attempts.
Yeah, 10 points for Reeves. Again, Illinois State's leading scorer at over 21 points per game.
Josiah Strong, though, been off the bench. Huge for the Redbirds today.
Patterson drives and scores. What do we say? Every time the Redbirds have what appears to be a momentum-building hoop, the Bears answer. Lewis faces the basket. Can't get it to go.
It's a good, confident shot, though. Faces up on Mosley. Had the size advantage to shoot it up over him. So I think you don't mind that shot.
Clay to the corner. Now Patterson. And a whistle.
Maybe Freeman with a forearm.
Redbird foul charge to number 0, Mark Freeman. His first personal, 4th team foul. Possession of foul.
So that's just the 8th foul on the Redbirds for the game. And again, they committed only 7 on Saturday night. So we've not had a whole lot of fouls. We kind of hope it stays that way. I hope we didn't jinx it there.
Yeah, you have Fleming, who does have 3, and then Schmidt with 2. Everybody else has 1 or none. Missouri State has nobody with more than 1 foul in this game, as they've only been called for 4 fouls.
Yeah.
So it's been a clean game in terms of fouls.
Right, the officials have let them play.
Right. It might not actually be clean, but it's been fairly aggressive at times, and now I think some of the frustration is you're starting to get some of those lesser calls when you're not getting the contact at the rim type of fouls called. Now you're seeing these out beyond the paint and near the three-point line being whistled.
Patterson works on Freeman now. Spins, had a shot blocked. Schmidt came over again to swat that one away.
His second block today. He got the surprise start. Played about 9 minutes, has made his lone shots, grabbed a couple of the rebounds, hasn't turned it over, blocked a couple of shots. It has been a force in the middle, pushing Gage Prim out of the paint, who's on the bench right now for Dana Ford's club.
Yeah, Schmidt coming off a really nice game the other night when he had 8 points and 5 rebounds in 14 minutes against Purdue Northwest. So he's again, his stat line may not look great here for this one, but he has, as you said, done a nice job on Prim.
For sure.
He's played well in a couple of games now in a row for the Redbirds, and another whistle away from play. We may have spoken too soon when we said there were very few whistles in this one, because we've had 4, probably the last 70 seconds of this one.
Yeah, that was Clay, maybe just a quick jersey tug of Schmidt, who was crossing across the lane there.
Yeah, I thought it was too good to be true to only have 12 total fouls this late in the game.
Reeves working hard trying to get open, but good defense.
Freeman tried to pull up jumper there, couldn't get it to go. All of that, and the Redbirds are turned away, so back come the Bears with a basketball and a 4-point advantage.
Again, one of those keys that I mentioned, 11 assists per game on the season for the Redbirds on 28.5 made baskets per game. They have 11 assists right now on 16 made hoops, so they've been getting good shots, finding open teammates when needed, knocking down three-pointers when they're available.
Clay. Again, it was Schmidt who altered that one, and Clay couldn't finish his rebound. Reeves tried to get it to the corner where Josiah Strong was waiting, but good hands that time. Black knocked that one out of bounds.
Yep, and Reeves was doing the right thing there. Strong, who's been the hot guy all day, was open there in the corner. Just good defensive play. I think that was Black who was able to get the, may have been his leg, got a limb in the way.
Yeah. Hey, when you're playing defense, every part of the body helps, huh? Strong tried to zip a pass to Chapman, threw it away.
I think that's got to be a bounce pass, or it's got to be a lob. It can't be a pass with extra spicy mustard heading behind him for a guy cutting to the hoop.
So Black, Patterson, Mosley, Prim, and Clay are the five on the floor right now for Missouri State. It's Reeves, Chapman, McChesney, who's just checked in, Strong, and Howard Fleming for Illinois State. Inside to Prim. How about that baby hook?
Big key there, though, is you got good position, low block there, just 5 feet from the basket, and goes right up with it.
Reeves with a floater, won't go. Prim comes away with it, or at least he kept it alive, and it was chased down by Jamonte Black, and now an official's timeout. Prim.
Yeah, looked like he may have gotten poked in the eye.
Yeah. It was Tyler Crump, the official who blew the play dead.
Off camera right now, they're booing Gage Prim, and he was kind of egging it on, waving his hand, saying, "Get a little bit louder." As the officials quickly wanted to make sure there was no, unnecessary contact to Prim. They just quickly deemed it that was incidental.
And Prim has scored again. Give him 23 points. He's been a force. He started on fire, then was quiet for the second part of the first half, but now is really controlling things underneath in the second half. Reeves with a lob to Chapman, who's fouled by Prim.
And you see Prim went to help Chapman quickly up there. It was a tough landing for Cy.
7:43 to go. Missouri State has that 8-point lead, 55-47 over Illinois State. Let's take another look at our Toyota out-of-town scoreboard. Missouri Valley Conference openers around the league tonight. Southern Illinois, a 2-point win at Evansville. Loyola has finally forged ahead of Indiana State 49-45 in the second half. And Bradley has a 5-point lead at home over Northern Iowa also in the second half. Valparaiso and Drake will play their game tomorrow night in the Valley opener between those two schools.
Loyola trying to extend that home winning streak to 27 games, and that'd be a nice win for Bradley to open up conference play, beating Northern Iowa, a team that just had a top 16 win over a good St. Bonaventure team out of the Atlantic 10.
Cy Chapman at the free throw line. Been a quiet night for him as far as his scoring is concerned. He's had double-doubles, in fact, coming off a 12-point, 12-rebound night on Saturday. But at this point now held to just 6 points on 1 of 7 shooting, so it's been a struggle for him going head-to-head with Gage Prim.
See Illinois State now extending some three-quarter court pressure, kind of a 2-2-1 zone here to try to slow down the Missouri State offense. Redbird still don't have a field goal, though, in close to 4 minutes, even with those free throws, of course.
Patterson looking inside. 5 on the shot clock. And he finds Mosley, who worked the baseline, can't get it to go. Prim kept it alive momentarily, but it's Reeves that goes and gets it for Illinois State.
That opened up to Mosley because the
Chapman! Reeves with the feed. An excellent pass, about a 35-foot pass.
I was going to say that opened up for Mosley because the defense of the Redbirds had their eyes on Prim because he's been the man as of late. And good job transition, getting an early good shot opportunity. Redbirds will not go away.
Mosley leaves it for Clay down the middle, and he just float that one in.
Points in the paint in this game, 36-14 in favor of Missouri State.
Yeah, a lot of that has been Prim, but then when you get a bucket like that from Clay, that helps alleviate some of the stress on him. Speaking about Prim, here's Reeves now working on Prim, and he scored right over him.
Sort of a, somewhat of a token pressure there. Just, get Missouri State thinking a little bit differently now, getting into their offense, not really pressuring the basketball in the backcourt. See if that changes, though it could eventually.
6 on the shot clock as Patterson penetrates, and his floater goes in.
That's a nice move, turning the corner. Got to the middle of the paint. Knew at that point, I'm not going to attack the rim here with the bigs around me. Just that soft intermediate game. I guess we call it the lost arts of basketball.
Yeah, they've just had every answer the Bears have.
Made 4 of their last 5.
Strong trying to create. He gives it up to Reeves, who's fouled by Black on the baseline.
Yeah, Black was just a half step late, trying to get to the baseline to stop a Reeves drive. And seeing both teams just one more foul to give before you get to the bonus situation, which we have not had in this game. Didn't have it anywhere close in the first half.
So Schmidt and Lewis come back in now for Illinois State. And Freeman to trigger. He tried to throw it off. It looked like a defender, and that didn't work.
Players are doing that a lot more often now with not really any success at all different levels of basketball. I just don't think it's worth. I don't think it's worth it. I mean, you hope you have a play you can run where somebody can get open. Didn't seem like they even waited for that possibility.
Mosley works on Reeves. Tough shot. Reeves with good defense. Also came away with a defensive rebound. Fleming's going to check back in now for Freeman. Ball in the hands of Reeves now. We'll see if he tries to go one-on-one. He penetrates one-on-one, can't finish. Prim comes away with it. Now Mosley. Here's Minute. He stepped aside and then knocked down a 3.
That is his third made three-pointer, and they've all been in a similar situation. Run out coming at him. He lets them fly by, steps to his left, steps to his right, and buries the 3. Just as we've got a dead-eye shooter, Minute is.
Huge bucket for the Bears, who now lead at 62-53 with 4:13 to play. Upcoming schedule for Illinois State. The Redbirds have an afternoon game at home on Saturday against Jackson State before heading to Chicago State, and Quincy comes here on the 14th. The Redbirds have 6 games before they'll play their next conference game. The Bears have 7 games after tonight before they'll resume conference play on the 2nd of January.
Yeah, a lot of games at home. The Jackson State and Quincy games here at home. They'll play that game on the road at Chicago State, and then after Quincy you get Ball State and UTSA coming here to Redbird Arena on the 18th and the 21st of December before finishing out that non-conference season with the matchup at Wisconsin on December the 29th.
One of the reasons the Redbirds or the Valley was trying to start maybe the conference season a little bit early was to open up opportunities maybe to play a Big Ten team like Illinois State's going to get against Wisconsin, which would typically be the week that Illinois State would be starting conference play.
You look at a conference like the Big Ten, they play a couple of conference games starting up this end of this weekend. They play a couple of games, then they go into a couple of weeks back to non-conference, and then return to conference play in January.
Lewis tried to slip that ball to Ryan Schmidt, but Illinois State will get it rolled out of bounds after touching a Missouri State defender. The shot clock is going to remain at 13 as we're under 4 minutes to go here. Dan Muller's team down by 9. Here's Lewis, penetrate and kick. Fleming to Schmidt, and he scored, and he's fouled. Well, no, there was a whistle. Maybe I think they were going to call maybe that his hand was in the netting on the way down.
Not sure why they stopped it, but the basket counts, so nothing else comes of it.
And the whistle happened after the bucket. So no foul on the play, but the bucket still counts. Minnick gets a screen from Prim. And now the lob down to him, but miscommunication there, and the Redbirds are going to get the basketball back.
Well, in those screens, for most of the time, Prim is slipping out early, not really fully setting that screen. Try to catch the Redbirds quickly. Schmidt stayed in the area, and then that pass obviously well off target. But if you're Illinois State, that's good. You scored a basket. You stopped them on the other end. You need to do that a couple of more times here.
Yeah, indeed. The Redbirds need to string together a couple of stops. Because as we've said, Missouri State seems to have an answer every time the Redbirds make a big play.
Not a great idea on the pass there. Bailed out a little bit. That one goes out of bounds off the Bears.
Fleming having a hard time getting in. Finally gets it into Lewis, and now in the hands of Reeves as we approach the 3-minute mark left in this one. Strong gives it up. Lewis from the corner. His three is in. A big bucket for Lewis.
That really is a big shot because they had nothing going offensively, just kind of dribbling around the perimeter, passing it around. And it's not as if Lewis was wide open there from the corner, but that's a big-time shot to knock down, and this one is getting tight.
Four-point game, crowd trying to root on the Redbird defense. This is Clay to the corner to Hervey. 5 to shoot. One-on-one on Lewis. Clay again. His pull-up is an air ball. That's a shot clock violation.
And defensively, you had Lewis, who was really dropping back in the paint underneath the rim to not allow someone like Prim, who might get by Schmidt, to be wide open. So that forced Missouri State to really work from the outside, and you saw the end result, the shot clock violation. So one of the better Redbird defensive possessions of the game. Missouri State is shooting 46% for the contest. Illinois State at 42%. What did I say? This is looking like a 60-59 game. So
yeah.
It won't finish there, but it could be a first to 70 wins this one here tonight, if anyone even reaches 70.
Well, for a couple of teams that are averaging over 80 points a game, unless we go to overtime, that's not happening here. But the Redbirds have scored on 4 of their last 5 possessions, and they're going to have the basketball trying to carve into this 4-point Missouri State lead. Crowd doing everything to kind of give that Redbird defense a spark, and now maybe it'll work on the offensive end. Got to imagine this play will go through the hands of Antonio Reeves. Fleming to Reeves on the baseline. Reverse. Can't get it. Kept alive by Schmidt. Now Reeves from the corner. 3 ball.
Give the credit to Schmidt there. You called it out, keeping that ball alive, allowing Fleming to track it down and then find Reeves in the corner.
15 points now for Reeves. It's a 1-point basketball game.
This has been a game of runs, Kirk. 8-0 now for the Redbirds.
Mosley somehow kept that ball alive and scored. It looked like he was going to lose it.
After Illinois State, no reason to panic. It's just a one-possession game, a minute 36 left to go. Three-point shooting has been strong for the Redbirds today. 11 of 20 from downtown as a team. They were sparked by Strong in that position early as he made a season-high 4 of 6 thus far.
And he's on the floor. It's a 3-point game now. Reeves thought about it. Now it's Strong. Fleming. 10 on the clock. This is Strong. It looks short, and it is, and it's out of bounds.
Yeah, that was kind of an issue there with the Redbirds. That was sort of, Fleming dribbling with nothing really going on, and then just, here, you take it. And Strong, who, to his credit, has been a hot shooter here today, but that was not in the flow of the offense. Step back shot like that with the clock winding down.
Well, Minette comes back in to send Clay to the Bears bench. Ryan Schmidt's out of the game for Illinois State. Cy Chapman's back in. A minute to play. Eight on the clock. Patterson drives and kick out. Lewis got his hand on it. That ball is off of Illinois State. So Missouri State will have it with 6 seconds on the shot clock.
Redbirds hoping that maybe that was a double deflection. And they are going to review it. Signal has been made at this point of the game. It's the officials usually will go and double check a call like this. So the question is, after Lewis clearly touched it, did it deflect off the Missouri State player as well? And this is that situation where you want to get it right. And obviously this is a key moment.
Big call here. Here's another look.
So I didn't see it there, but if we show it again, I'm going to focus more on the ball because that's where you can see if it changes a little bit extra spin direction again, maybe on the second time on the contact. But I think at that view, I didn't think so. Let's see. Let's see it there. I don't think I saw it change up again there. So to me, this will stay with Missouri State. Now the shot clock, they reset the shot clock to 30, but it should be 6. That's how much time was left on the shot clock with Missouri State in possession. So it should be with 6 to shoot for the Bears.
Roland Simmons, Tyler Kumpf, Irvin Wilson, the officiating crew, and they're taking a long look at this one.
Well, they might have a couple of extra views that we aren't privy to, so.
Now, as you mentioned, Scott, this has been a game of runs, and every time it looked like Missouri State was ready to step on the gas, the Redbirds hung tough, but they've just not been able to get that lead back here in the last couple of minutes. Redbirds
have had 2 or 3 runs of 7, 8, 9, 11-0 in this ball game. Missouri State's had a couple in that range as well. It's sort of just been back and forth at different points. So yeah, they reset the shot clock to 6 here, so obviously going to stay Missouri State ball.
So 49 seconds to play and 6 seconds on the shot clock here. Jamonte Black to trigger.
No fouls here if you're Illinois State.
Mosley had a shot blocked twice. The Redbird D comes up with a big play. Reeves to the corner. Josiah Strong for the 3 to tie it.
Big time shot by Josiah Strong. Great job by Illinois State taking advantage of the transition. Missouri State trying to get back defensively. And how about Strong tying his career high, third time that he's made 5 3-pointers in a ball game, and the first time this season. And he has been the man today for Illinois State to keep them in this ball game. Now with the 19 points is the team's leading scorer.
7 of 11 shooting for Josiah Strong. 5 of those 7 makes from beyond the arc for a 19-point effort. That's just 2 off his career high, and a huge bucket to tie this game with 38.6 to play.
You saw Illinois State is the one that called a timeout here because they want to set up their defense. Let's see maybe if they go with that full court pressure, just sort of slow down the offense a bit for Missouri State. And the good thing about how quickly that happened, if Missouri State, whatever Missouri State does here, as long as Illinois State secures the rebound, or if it's a made basket, of course, they'll have the chance for a final shot, or at least an opportunity to tie it. With 1 timeout remaining, both teams with the 1, and that all-important possession arrow is in the Redbirds' favor as well.
So here we go. Final half minute of this one. We're even at 64.
Oh, Chapman. They're going to get Chapman there. Just had his arm up, upper back, neck area, and Prim got a little flung back through the head back. But just the 16th foul. And you see they reset the shot clock to 20, so Missouri State can't hold it for the final shot, but they can really work the clock down now. Yep, pretty much a no-doubter there.
Well, the Redbirds had a foul to give. Missouri State is now in the bonus on the next Illinois State foul. The Bears now have a foul to give as they're sitting on 5.
And Missouri State's the one that called that timeout, so they are out of timeouts now, which is important on an inbound situation here. If they have no recourse if they can't get it in, so we'll see if that comes into play. And the Redbirds, of course, with 1 timeout remaining. Missouri State with the 1 foul to give before a bonus situation. I was watching it earlier, so that Illinois, Evansville, they went down to the buzzer. Very similar score, by the way.
Well, if people were unsure whether or not we were ready for Missouri Valley Conference play on the 1st of December, how about this? I mean, it's going to go down to the final possession, it appears.
Well, Southern Illinois beat Evansville 54-52 with basically a buzzer beater. Bradley's on top of Northern Iowa right now with 3:20 left, 65-62. This game, 64-64. And the blowout game right now is Loyola up by 9 on Indiana State, 66-57 with 8 minutes left in that one. So that's still a pretty close competitive ball game there in Chicago. So pretty good first day.
The Redbirds send Reeves, Fleming, Lewis, Chapman, and Strong on the floor. Prim, Mosley, Minette, Patterson, Clay are the 5 on the floor for the Bears. 23 seconds left in a tie game at 64.
I think they're going to take this down as close as they can. Maybe get a shot up with 5 seconds left. Give themselves a chance for an offensive rebound.
Mosley, 3 on the clock. Mosley, fade away.
No.
Shot clock violation.
Yep, you're right. That should be a shot clock violation. And what did I say? There was about a 3-second differential. So Illinois State should get 3 seconds or so on the clock here for their chance to win it with a final shot. Yeah, so just a matter of seeing how much time they'll put back. When did it go red? 2.9?
Looks like it.
Somewhere in that range.
So
they put exactly 3.
The Redbirds are going to have 3 seconds. They put an even 3 seconds up. The Redbirds will have 3 seconds. Now, Illinois State does have a timeout remaining.
They just used it. So they're going to draw something up to go full court here.
Yeah, they got to go the length of the floor. That's the difference. You got to go to the length of the floor here.
You don't have to launch it either. I mean, you can get somebody in motion from the baseline, streaking up the wings, get them the basketball. Someone like Freeman might be the guy to do that. Obviously, probably your quickest guy on the dribble. See if he comes into the game. I'm looking into the huddle here. It's tough to tell.
Well, and one thing to consider is Missouri State still has a foul to give.
Yeah, but I think with 3 seconds, that might be a little too close for comfort. If you're going to try to foul, you'd have to obviously be pretty, really quick on it as soon as that ball gets inbounded. But you might be right. They might be something to do if it's there immediately. You foul if you're Missouri State. Break up whatever play the Redbirds had drawn up, knowing that they don't have another timeout. So it's possible that in the huddle here, Coach Muller is saying, and if they foul, this is our secondary idea, draw it up on the sideline.
(64-64). Illinois State with a basketball with 3 seconds remaining, and the Bears have sent 7-footer Dawson Carper in to guard the inbounds.
Yep, smart. Now remember, Redbirds also can't run the baseline here. Not a made basket in this situation, so you can stand back like that to get it over the big man, but can't run the baseline.
Redbirds get it into Cy Chapman. Now it's Strong. Floater off the glass. He can't get it to go. He tried to knock a runner down, and it was really close to going in.
It looked like initially his thought there was a lob for an alley-oop to Fleming to win the game, because that was kind of an awkward floater type of shot, and it had a little bit extra oomph on it, and I think that's why it kicked off the window and the rim. It didn't fall in as he got kind of caught in between. But that was an excellent play design. Kind of what I was saying. Got somebody streaking up the sideline, really set things up, and let's play some overtime.
Overtime is next. 64-all, Missouri State and Illinois State. 64-all, Missouri State and Illinois State. Headed to overtime in the Valley opener. Kurt Pegler, Scott Sudikoff, and our Redbird production crew here at Redbird Arena. Illinois State had to go the length of the floor in the final 3 seconds of regulation. Cy Chapman gets it to Josiah Strong. He tried to flick it up. Maybe he was intending to try to
If he had an
Fleming.
extra second, that was going to be an alley-oop finish to Fleming, and I think you can see them talking. But I don't think there was enough time for an alley-oop there. So that's why it was sort of an awkward running floater that almost went in. But if he actually took a nice intentional floater there, I think that banks right in, and we're heading home. But it was obviously a big finish by the Redbirds. I'm trying to see how they finished that first half, that second half in terms of the run.
Well, Missouri State had a 2-point halftime lead, and Illinois State ties this one here in the second half and forces overtime in the Missouri Valley Conference opener for both schools.
It was 62-53 with 4:14 left. So 11-2 over those final 4 minutes for the Redbirds to force this overtime, and they were mere centimeters away from winning it.
It'll be Cy Chapman against Gage Prim on the opening tip of the overtime, and the Redbirds have it.
Well, the good thing with not a lot of fouls in this game, nobody is what I would say in foul trouble. You have one player in this game that has 3 fouls. So you're going to get your best guys are able to play here these final, maybe final 5 minutes.
Chapman lost the ball. Mosley comes away with it. On the shot clock. Patterson running the offense here for the Bears with 4 on the clock. Spins on Fleming. His fadeaway jumper rims out, and it's Gage Prim with an offensive rebound. Again, Missouri State very patient offensively. Black's going to try a 3. Redbirds clear it this time.
Well, that was 50 seconds of defense there by the Redbirds.
Now Reeves, his 3 is in.
4 for 5.
An 18-point night for Reeves.
It's Redbird's largest lead.
Mosley's guarded by Fleming. Gets a screen from Prim. He lost the dribble, looking for help. Prim on the baseline. His rainbow jumper is in. 25 for Gage Prim.
We've seen him with the hook shots, the step back. Oh, Fleming called for a dribbling violation, and I didn't see it. I mean, I don't know if we'll have a chance to take a look at that, because I'm wondering what he did.
Well, they're saying he
turned
turned
it
it
on the
over.
video
Yeah,
board.
boy.
Yeah, I think he brought the ball up and put his other hand kind of on, right? Just
the officials telling the Redbird bench to get back in their seats.
Huh.
Well, the Bears get the basketball back. It's a 1-point Illinois State lead.
see if Mosley becomes the guy here in overtime for Missouri State. It's been Prim most of the day.
Mosley's in trouble now in the corner with Chapman on him. And he may have turned it over. He did. So the Redbirds get it back after a turnover.
All right. Kind of a no harm, no foul situation there. Back-to-back turnovers.
Ran about another 30 seconds off the game clock. Keaton Hervey's come back in now to replace Patterson.
You can tell this is an Illinois State fan base that's in attendance. They're yearning for a win, for a big win, to help start turn the program back around. And they want this to be the start of it.
Reeves, floater is in. 5 points in the overtime for Antonio Reeves.
Well, it seemed like only a matter of time before he started to kick in, and now he's the team's leading scorer. Josiah Strong kind of kept the Redbirds afloat for a long portion of this game, and now a closer, a guy like Reeves, is stepping up to the forefront. No foul there. Prim went down fairly easily, it looked like.
Chapman tried to draw contact. Now it's Mosley working the baseline, and an offensive foul.
Well, a little bit of flopping going on here and there on the floor.
Now the Redbirds with the ball and a 3-point advantage. Reeves, another floater, and hit another one. Timeout, Dana Ford.
It's the Reeves show. 22 points now. Largest lead of the day for Illinois State. What did I say just a couple of moments ago? A closer. He's stepping up here and trying to finish the job. As this, think about how this has continued. 63-54. Missouri State had the lead with about 4 minutes left, and it's been all Illinois State since 17-3. Final 4 minutes of regulation, and now almost the first 4 minutes of this overtime. And
Reeves with basket after basket after basket here in the OT.
yeah, Reeves has 10 points over the last 8 minutes of gameplay. So the last 4 minutes of regulation, give or take, and the first 4 minutes of overtime. So he has, now been that difference offensively, making three-pointers from the corner, floaters in the lane, really being that spark. And, well, that's the type of player you are if you're someone who's inside the top 20, top 17 in the nation in scoring.
Well, remember, he didn't score for the first 16 minutes of the ball game. The Bears had really done a defensive number on him in the first half. It was a slow start for him. He didn't even have a shot until about 4.5 minutes into the game.
And remember how we were raving about the Missouri State three-point shooting? They had 6 in the first half. They have just 1 made three-pointer in the entire second half in overtime. So if there is something that's going to get the Bears back in it right now, it's going to be that three-point shooting. And, you know, a guy like Isaiah Mosick, 2 out of 5 today. Jalen Minute, might see him come in, number 12. There he is.
For sure.
Coming right on the screen. He's knocked down 3 three-pointers. Don't necessarily need a 3 right now. Could attack the rim. And fouls carried over from second half. So it is free throws if there are any fouls, 1 and 1 for the time being.
Patterson, Black, Minute, Mosley, and Prim are the 5 on the floor for Missouri State. Fleming, Reeves, Strong, Lewis, Chapman for Illinois State.
We've had 2 two-point finishes in the Valley tonight. Bradley beat Northern Iowa 71-69. This one in overtime. I think the early MVC start might stick.
Minute for 3. High up to get that rebound is Lewis. Prim and Chapman are tangled on the floor.
I don't know what they're going to call.
They may not call anything at this point other than just to wipe up the perspiration.
Yeah, they were just both completely locked up. Yeah, I think you're right. I think just blow it dead, make sure nothing's going on there, and continue the action now. Let's see. Well, Chapman's the one who lost his footing and seemingly brought down Prim, but so Chapman would be lucky to not get called for a foul there, which again would have been free throws for Missouri State.
Mark Freeman back in the game now for the Redbirds. That's him with the basketball, an outstanding foul shooter. No doubt one of the reasons why he's on the floor right now.
But no surprise, the ball in this man's hand right now. Reeves, no reason for it not to be at this point.
Chapman with it. Spins on Prim and finishes.
Exclamation point, possibly, from Cy Chapman. Turnaround. 19-3 now. It just continues that run over these 8.5, 9 minutes.
Chapman really wanted to give the basketball up. He was trying to get the ball to Reeves, but as soon as Reeves was double-teamed, there was a runway open for him.
Well, good recognition by both players. Reeves, double team came. You know, I'm sure they said, hey, we want the ball in your hands, but make the right decision, and he did. And Chapman, once he realized that they're staying with Reeves, this lane is wide open for me. This is a Missouri State team picked to be 4th in the Valley. Illinois State picked to be 10th out of 10. And winning a conference game like this early on in the season really could be that confidence boost and a team like the Redbirds need. Hey, they might be upset that they're not going to continue in conference play tomorrow.
Patterson down the lane. He scores quickly. And now pressure coming from Missouri State. Fleming gets it in to Strong, who's fouled immediately.
Yeah, so send Strong to the line, 1-1, and Missouri State going to extend this game as long as they can. Redbirds have shot the free throw well today.
Strong 7 of 8 from the foul line on the season. He's yet to shoot a free throw tonight.
Reeves in this situation, the closer, but Strong was the guy that kept Illinois State afloat Even when they were down by double figures in the first half, his three-point shooting, his overall play.
Patterson again, his pull-up over Strong is in. He's had back-to-back baskets here. Fleming gets it, and he's fouled by Patterson.
Well, they fouled Strong the first time. He made both, so now you try Fleming. See how this goes. Still 1-1, of course. Neither team has a timeout here in overtime left.
Well, that's key, as you've mentioned before, trying to get the ball in bounds sometimes.
Actually, I think Illinois State should have one. They have 0 on the board in the building, but they haven't called one here in the overtime. And you do get one in overtime, one extra.
Fleming missed it, tried to save it, but it goes to the Bears. It's Patterson now working on Fleming again. Takes it all the way down, and he's fouled. And Patterson, who's done all the scoring here on Missouri State these last 3 trips down, he's going to get to the free throw line.
Redbird's lucky that shot did not fall. And that being said, I mean, this is just my opinion. I don't mind the defense staying strong on him down low. It's 75-70. There's a lot of time left. You don't want to give up an easy 2, but if you're going to foul, it needs to be one of those fouls where you don't let them get the ball to the rim.
This is Patterson's best game of the year. He's a strong guy, 6'1", 209. He had an 8-point and 2-rebound game against Long Beach State, but he's got 9 points, 2 rebounds. He's not turned the ball over, and he's had the ball in his hands in clutch situations here tonight. Now a double-figure scoring night for him with 10.
So again, I'm pretty sure Illinois State does have a timeout. Our stat monitor has Illinois State with 1 timeout, but in the building here, on the scoreboard, it's 0, which is hooked up to our scoreboard on your screen, which is why it shows 0. So if they do get in the situation, they should be able to use it.
Now Freeman is going to walk to the free throw line. An excellent foul shooter. In fact, he's the transfer from Tennessee State. He led the Ohio Valley in free throw shooting percentage a year ago. And no doubt Dan Muller wants him at the line now. A lot of pushing and shoving going on the free throw line. The officials trying to restore order here as Freeman goes back for free throw number 2 come. This is the bonus shot here. And now Howard Fleming is going to come in and replace Freeman. A little more size and length here on the defensive end.
Well, still enough time here for Missouri State to attack the rim. See if Illinois State lets them take an easy 2.
Patterson for 3. Missed it, and it's Lewis who gets it, and he's fouled. And with 14.9 seconds to go, Kendall Lewis will walk down to shoot free throws.
Yep, double bonus, right?
Number 22, Kendall Lewis at the line, shooting 2.
Now they're over at the monitor, and they want to make sure that the time on the clock is correct. Out at 14.9. Maybe add a couple of tenths of a second or something like that. We'll see.
Maybe. Lewis trying to add to his 5-point night. It's been a quiet scoring night for him, but he's come up with a couple of big rebounds here late in the game. He's got 6 of those.
Dana Ford has been very successful against his alma mater as the Missouri State head coach, 5-1, entering the game today.
And he brings back all 5 starters from a team that finished 3rd last year. And as you mentioned, Scott picked 4th this year. But you got to think the Bears are going to be a factor in this Valley race for sure.
So they added a second and a half to the clock to 16.4. Oh, the next one is the big one in this exchange. Get it to a 3-possession game, potentially.
Clutch free throws for Kendall Lewis.
Redbird's 13 of 14 at the line as a team today.
Prim cleans up that missed shot with 7 seconds remaining. What a night for Gage Prim. He's got 25.
Yeah, another double-double for him, but it's going to be in a loss.
And the Redbirds dribble it out. Huge win for Dan Muller and the Illinois State Redbirds. They rally for a 79-74 win over Missouri State. Big plays in the overtime by Illinois State's leading scorer Antonio Reeves, and the Redbirds make their foul shots, and they win it.
Yeah, they finished this game on a 25-11 run, down by 9 with 4:13 left, and they win this game in overtime by 5 points, 79-54.
All right, time to tell you about our Carl Broman player of the game. You're looking at him, Antonio Reeves, 22 points, 6 rebounds, 7 of 16 shooting for Reeves, who knocked down 4 big three-pointers, huge buckets in the overtime. Antonio Reeves with his 22-point night, the Carl Broman player of the game. Brought to you by Carl Broman Medical Center, redefining healthcare around you. Visit carl.org to find the care you need.
Yeah, he scored 15 of those 22 in the second half and in overtime. Still, as we've said it all night, got to give the shout out to Josiah Strong as he kept the Redbirds in this one for the majority of the game. 21 points, tied a career high with 5 made three-pointers, shot 5 of 8 from beyond the arc.
What a night at Redbird Arena for our Redbird production crew, headed up by our producer, Allie Hunt, and my broadcast partner, Scott Sudikoff. I'm Kurt Pegler. So long from Normal, where the final in overtime, Illinois State 79 and Missouri State 74.